Hello students, welcome. Previously, from 1 lesson 7, we were dealing with the difference between luminous and non-luminous flame. So in lesson 8, we're starting with what are the heating effects of luminous and non-luminous flame. We're having an experiment or a setup here. We're having two beakers holding equal amounts of water, and we're having treble stands. And this water are heated, these two beakers, we are heating them using a luminous flame and non-luminous flame. So during the exam, you can be asked, state two observations that are made. So one, water heated by a non-luminous flame, this one here, took a shorter time to boil than the same amount of water heated using a luminous flame. That's one. And the reason being is that because non-luminous flame is hotter than luminous flame. The other observation will be the bottom of beaker heated using the luminous flame is covered with soot, while the beaker heated using non-luminous flame remains clean. Remember, when we are dealing with luminous and non-luminous flame, one of the characteristics of luminous flame was luminous flames produce soot, while non-luminous flame does not produce soot. That's what we have said, even in the difference between luminous and non-luminous flame. Next, we are going to go investigating the hottest part of the non-luminous flame. We say the luminous flame is hotter than luminous flame. So which part is the hottest in the non-luminous flame? The procedure is, first of all, light a Bunsen burner and adjust the collar to obtain a non-luminous flame. Slip a piece of white manila paper into the flame in region 1. Quickly remove the paper before it catches fire. Slip a piece of white manila paper into region 2 of the flame. Quickly remove the paper before it catches fire. Now repeat the experiments using wooden splint instead of white manila paper, and let each split stay in the flame until some of these parts get charred. Okay, this is the result that we are going to get when you use manila paper, that white manila paper, and this is when you are using that side of the non-luminous flame. Okay, this is the region 1 that we are talking about. So it is the innermost region of the non-luminous flame, and this is region 2, and this region 2 will be the outer part of the non-luminous flame. Kindly note that. So the expected result is as shown below here. So here it is when you are using the innermost region of the non-luminous flame, and this is when you are using the outermost region. This one, it will be the innermost region, and that's the outermost region. So here we are having the middle part not charred, not burnt. So this is the burnt part. In our case here, in the middle side, it is not charred. That means it has not been burnt, but this side, it's charred. When you're dealing with the outer side, the outer part of the non-luminous flame, it has burnt completely or uniform, just like in this side, because we are having the charred part. We don't have the uncharred part. Okay, let's go to explanation. We are told when a piece of paper is quickly slipped in and out of region 1, and that region 1, it was the innermost region of the non-luminous flame, the paper is partly burnt, not completely burnt, in the region, which are in contact with the pale blue flame. The middle part of the paper remains unburnt. That's why we have in there no charring. So when a piece of paper is slipped in and out of region 2, that is the outermost part of the non-luminous flame, it burns uniformly or completely. That means everywhere is charred. There was no char in there. So when wooden split are used instead of paper or white manila paper, we are told similar results are obtained. So this experiment shows that the outermost zone in the non-luminous flame is hotter than the inner zone. That means during the exam they will draw for you, and you are told label the parts of non-luminous flame. Then you are told, or they can label for you A and B and C. Then you are told name the hottest part of this flame. They will draw for you like this. That's the non-luminous film. Remember, it has three zones, A, B, and C. So during the exam, you can be told name part A, part B, part C. Then in another question, you can be told state the part that has the part that's the hottest. So that means the outermost pipe, the outermost region, that is part A, which is the pale blue flame, will be the hottest part of the non-luminous flame. Okay. So we are told this experience shows that the outermost zone, that's the pale blue flame in non-luminous flame, is hotter than the inner zones. Okay. Then lastly, we are going to go to safety laboratory rules. So one of the laboratory rules is that never run in the laboratory because you may trip, fall, and injure yourself or other users in the laboratory. Number two, never test or eat anything in the laboratory so that to avoid poisoning. Okay, number three, always consult your teacher before trying any experiment to avoid accidents. Then label all your chemicals you are using to avoid confusion. You label all your chemicals. Number five, always use a clean spatula for scooping a substance from containers to prevent contamination. Remember, we were having a breather called spatulas. Spatulas are used for scooping solid substances from containers. So you have to use clean spatulas to avoid contamination. Then number six, always hold test tubes or boiling tubes using a test tube holder when heating to avoid being burned. So you have to use test tube holder. Test tube holder, we said it is used for holding test tubes and boiling tubes during heating. Number seven, we are told when heating a substance in a test tube or boiling tube, never let the open end face you or anybody else, because the liquid may spot out and cause injury. Then number eight, never look directly into reaction vessels where reactions are taking place, because the chemicals may spot into your eyes and cause injury. Okay, number nine, you are told never smell gases directly. Instead, you are supposed to waft the gas towards your nose with your hand. Then number nine, we are done with number nine. Number 10, experiments in which poisonous gases like chlorine gas are produced must be carried out in a fume cupboards or outdoors, or you can do it in an open air. Then number 11, always keep flammable substances away from flames because they easily catch fire. Number 12, report any accidents to the teacher or the laboratory technician immediately for necessary action. Then number 13, you are told, in case of a serious accidents such as fire, calm, walk out, don't scramble for the exit, because if you do that, it will hinder easy escape. The number 14, we are told always extinguish flames that are not in use to avoid fire accidents and minimize fuel wastage. Like if you are not using a flame or a Bunsen burner, you are supposed to put that on or you put it into a luminous flame. One, to avoid wastage of the fuel, and number two, we are told if you use a non-luminous flame, it will not be easily known that it is burning, so it can easily catch fire. Then after that, number 15 on laboratory rules, we are told if chemicals get into your skin or into your mouth, you rinse it immediately with a lot of clean water. Then number 6, chemicals already used must always be disposed of safely to avoid contamination. Then number 17, always work on a clean pinch. Then you clean all pieces of apparatus used and store them at the end of the experiments. That's the end of the chapter.